Good evening. This is a live transmission for all Liverpool fans. Do not, I repeat, do not book tickets to Istanbul because you are out of the Champions League. It's over, baby. It's over. Welcome to the latest episode of the Urban Ballers. Liverpool have just been knocked out of the Champions League. They lost 5-2 at home. Fast forward a couple of weeks. Real Madrid are at home now. Liverpool had to win by 4 goals actually, because they were losing by 3. They needed to score a minimum of 3 goals to guarantee extra time. They didn't even score 1. In the last 8 games that they faced Real Madrid, they haven't won 1. They've only drawn once. So you have to say Real Madrid, even though domestically they haven't been the best this season, in this competition, this is their competition. This trophy belongs to them. They could potentially be winning it for the 15th time this season, which is absolutely nuts, right? And they just made very, very light work of Liverpool this evening. Liverpool had all the work to do. And watching this game, Madrid did not get out of second or third gear. There wasn't a time through this game where you thought, you know what, Liverpool have got them on the ropes right now. There could be a turning point in this tie where Liverpool are going to absolutely make a massive change in the outcome of this tie. It wasn't to be. Especially after the weekend where they went to Bournemouth, they lost. Confidence isn't extremely high. Even though they beat Manchester United 7-0, I feel as though they're on they've got a hangover from that game where they put so much into that. They had nothing left for Bournemouth. How can you go from winning 7-0 against Manchester United and then you're losing 1-0 to Bournemouth? It just doesn't make...
one of those things, it's like a boring result, because if you think about it, everything before Liverpool did, before that, Liverpool were they were ridiculously bad, and after that, they've been ridiculously bad as well.
In the run-up to the Man U game, they beat Wolves, which was a surprising result, right? They weren't vintage Liverpool.
Yeah.
They weren't the Liverpool from last season, right? They weren't playing the same level of ball that they've been playing for the past 3 years, right? And then even against you guys, in the first half, you could say for the first 20 minutes it was all Liverpool, and then Manchester United grew into the game, but that goal kind of knocked the wind out of you guys. But then in the second half, I don't know what happened to you guys, but you were in the game until half-time, right? Even at 1-0 down, you were in the game. But a lot of the goals were your own doing. But I mean, that's a discussion for another day. But Liverpool haven't been the same raw, absolute killers in any of the games that we've seen them in this season. So I know there was talk of Liverpool potentially having a comeback, and if any team can do it, Liverpool can do it. Yeah, traditionally speaking, the last 3 years, if any team could have done a comeback here, it would have been Liverpool, but not right now with the state that the team is in. It's an aging squad. They need fresh legs in the middle of the park. They need new talent. They need new players. And it definitely, especially the way they lost at Anfield, there wasn't going to be a different outcome than what the outcome is tonight. And in fact, you know what? I actually think Madrid took it easy on Liverpool tonight because they had so many chances that you would normally expect them to put away with ease. This tie could have been maybe 8-2 or 9-2. And I'm being very, very, very reasonable here. Maybe it shouldn't even been 10. That's how many chances they had that they should have scored. So I have to say, Liverpool now, I think they've got a game on the weekend, then it's the international break, and they've got time now to just sit back a little bit and then just think, you know what, when we come back after the international break, we've got to put everything to get into the top 4, because now your summer and next season depends upon Liverpool getting the top 4. So, and traditionally speaking, under Klopp, Liverpool always finish the season stronger than what they started. But this season is very different. Because
you think obviously now that they haven't got anything else other than just obviously
the Prem now. And top 4 is the only thing that they can go for.
And obviously top 4 is the only thing that they're aiming for now, or getting into the top 4. It should technically be the easiest thing for them. Or not easiest, but it should be
just a single focus.
And
they can just think, look, the targets, and they're close. They're not far from the top 4 places.
They're like 5 points or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's not a lot.
And I think they've got a couple of games in hand, or a game in hand. one game in hand. I mean, the thing is,
got a couple of hard games coming up.
the thing is, they're going to City on the 1st of April. Then you've got Arsenal 2 weeks later. They've got, to be honest, every game right now in the Premier League, there's not one game that you can handpick. Like 10 years ago, you could turn around and say, oh, look, the teams in the bottom half, some were easier, some were like the teams in the top half were more difficult. Now, it doesn't matter where you go in the Premier League, every single team is competing and will give you a real challenge on the day. So if you've had a strong game midweek, you're going to be facing a team that hasn't played midweek. They played on the weekend. They've had 4 or 5 days of rest, and they are ready, fired up to fight you, man for man on the pitch for 90 minutes. And it showed against Bournemouth. Liverpool weren't at the races. Bournemouth were up for it. They were ready. They did it against Arsenal, away at Arsenal. And then at home, they put up a really, really good fight. And you have to say, all credit to Bournemouth, because they played Man City, they played Arsenal, then they played Liverpool. From them 3 games, they got 3 points. For a team that's fighting relegation, that's absolutely amazing. But you have to say at the same time, for Liverpool, it's a shocking result. It's a result that shouldn't have happened. They should have gone there, got 3 points in the run-up to this game. They didn't do it. Now, going into the league, what they have to do is these games where they've been stuttering, they have to remove that struggle now, and they've got to think, you know what, we've got to kill these games. They've got the personnel to actually kill these teams. They've just got to click, and they have to click very, very quickly. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of problems going forward.
Let's say now, let's say hypothetically that Liverpool do not get top 4. They miss out on top 4 this season. What do you see? How do you see Liverpool next season? Do you see Liverpool getting the players that they want in the summer?
This is
i.e.
Bellingham,
like a £100 million midfielder.
The thing is, the Liverpool owners are very, very shrewd businessmen. Shrewd businessmen.
Do you think Dortmund are going to be like, we're going to take 50 million?
Yeah, I don't think they'll be happy to accept installments.
Yeah.
I think they'll want the money so they can reinvest it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not the type of club that's obviously they've just sold
Sancho, and they wanted the money.
They've probably got all the money up front, 55 million.
100%. Yeah.
They're like, we've got that, so why can't we just go to a club like City?
Who's willing to pay?
Give us the money up front, or give us it in 2 payments.
Yeah,
then,
that's right.
6 payments or whatever.
And I do think if Liverpool don't get the top 4, the summer is going to be a very, very difficult summer, because the way their owners work is that money comes in, we sell players, we generate money from the sale of the players, and then we'll look at how much money can we, realistically speaking, invest. So they may only sign 1 player, but that player has to be somebody who's going to actually lift that midfield. But right now, that 1 player is not enough, because they've left it so long.
Fabinho's old, Milner's old.
To be honest, forget that. Liverpool have not replaced Wijnaldum. They've not replaced Coutinho. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if you go back as far as that, they've not replaced them guys. Like they thought they replaced Wijnaldum. They thought they replaced Coutinho. They've got Thiago. He's excellent, but
he's gonna leave in the summer.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, he might be going. Milner's probably going to be going, or he may end up keeping him because he does work hard. Keita may be going, or he will be going. Firmino's going. So their attacking options are excellent, right? But it's just in the midfield right now. This is where they are. You're seeing that they are struggling because they've got an aging team now, and the standard that they've set for themselves. This is why people are saying, well, look, what's gone wrong? Because they've set the standard so high, the way they've been playing the last few years. And now they need to make a change. And Klopp has to do a rebuild. And this is where you're going to see if Klopp is a great, great manager. Because obviously we regard him as a very, very good manager. We say he's one of the best managers in the world right now. 100%. But he's going to cement himself as a potentially great manager if he can do another rebuild and then take his team back to them same heights. Because this is the thing, and I think Thierry Henry said this, he said, you never hear about people talking about Man City saying, you know what, they haven't replaced Yaya Toure. They haven't replaced Silva. They haven't replaced Company. You never hear about these guys. Because whenever there's a player that's on the verge of becoming a little bit too old, he's done. He's gone. Man City and Pep are ruthless in making sure that we have to have the guys coming through who are ready to hit the ground running next. And you have to give them credit for that. And Liverpool, this is where Liverpool have to miss a step. This is why they're struggling now this season, because they didn't do that, and they have to miss this step now and hope they can reset over the summer and come back stronger. If not, to be honest, they're going to struggle again next season if they don't. If they don't get top 4 and you don't invest money into your team, you're really going to struggle next season. It's as simple as that.
Final question, and we'll end it on that. Who is going to win the Champions League?
I think, to be honest, on the back of the performance over the last 2 legs, right? I mean, going to Anfield is not an easy place to go. Obviously, Man United fans know that, right? Like, it's not an easy place to go, right? Madrid went there and made it look like a walk in the park. I think Madrid have already got one hand on the trophy, but there's a team that I think can beat them this season. I think that's Napoli, and I would like to see a different team win it. And if Napoli does win it, like, you have to say, you know what, they deserve it because they've had an amazing season up to now. Remember, guys, you yourself are an urban baller and your opinion on the game does matter. So please do drop your opinions in the comments below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Who do you think is going to win the Champions League this season? And please remember, click the don't be a bell, click the notification bell. See you in the next one.